So you've got a big presentation coming up on a really complex topic. Let's say it's on cancer. You've done all the research, you know your stuff, but how do you actually turn all those dense facts and figures into a presentation that's clear, powerful, and, let's be honest, gets you a great grade? Well, that's exactly the blueprint we're going to break down today.
I mean, this is the big question, right? Whether you're talking about cancer types, causes, or treatments, the sheer amount of information can feel, well, totally overwhelming. Your goal isn't just to read off a list of facts, it's to build a story, a narrative that makes your message stick. And this guide right here, it's your blueprint for doing exactly that.
Think of your presentation like you're building a house. It all starts with a solid foundation. That's your introduction, designed to grab everyone's attention. Then you've got the main framework, the body, where you build your actual case. And finally, you put on the roof, the conclusion, which brings everything together perfectly. We're going to walk through each of these three parts, step by step.
Okay, first up, the introduction. You have about 60 seconds, that's it, to convince everyone in that room that what you're about to say really truly matters. This isn't just a warm-up. It's probably the most critical minute of your entire presentation. So let's make it count.
Every single great presentation begins with a powerful hook. Instead of the usual, "Hi, my name is," you need to start with something that makes people sit up and listen. If you're presenting on cancer, you could hit them with a shocking statistic about new cases, or maybe a really powerful quote from a patient. You could even ask a provocative question like, "What if the key to fighting cancer was already inside our own bodies?" See? Way more interesting.
So once you've got their attention with that hook, you need to provide immediate clarity. Your audience should never, ever be sitting there wondering, what's this about? Be super direct, state your topic. Today, we're diving into the 3 main causes of skin cancer, and then your purpose, and why knowing this is absolutely crucial for prevention. Boom. Everyone's on the same page. Next, and this is a big one, you have to answer the audience's unspoken question. WIFM, or what's in it for me? Why should they care? You have to connect your topic directly to their world, so you could say something like, understanding these risk factors isn't just about getting a good grade. This is knowledge that can literally help protect you and the people you love. Now it's personal. All right, with a strong intro, you've set the stage perfectly. Now we get to part 2, the body. This is where you deliver on the promise you made in your opening. It's time to build a strong, logical, and really convincing case. You know, the most effective way to structure the body of your presentation is by using the rule of 3. Our brains are just wired for patterns, and the number 3 feels complete and really memorable. So for your cancer topic, instead of listing like 10 random facts, group all your research into 3 clear points. For example, number 1, the major types, number 2, the primary causes, and number 3, the most promising treatments. See how clean that is? Of course, you can't just state these points like they're your opinion. You've got to provide the receipts, the proof. Every single claim you make has to be supported by solid evidence. You're claiming a new cancer treatment is promising? Great. Back it up with data from a clinical trial, or a specific case study, or a quote from a major research paper. Without those receipts, your credibility is 0. Okay, so you've got your 3 points, and you've got the receipts to back each one up. You're done, right? You can just move on? Well, not quite. Just listing out facts and figures can still leave your audience feeling kind of cold. There's one more absolutely vital step. That final step is what I call the so what test. And honestly, this is what separates a good presentation from a truly great one. After you present any piece of data, any fact, you have to explain why it matters. For example, don't just say that a certain cancer's rate has risen by 20%. You have to answer the so what by adding, this alarming trend tells us there's a critical gap in public health awareness. Always, always connect your data back to the bigger picture. And that brings us to our final section, part 3, the conclusion. You've built this amazing case, and now it's time to bring it all home. This is your last chance to make your message stick, so you've got to make it powerful and really, really memorable. Now, a super common trap here is to end with a simple summary, just restating your main points. Please, don't just summarize. You need to synthesize. A summary just says, here's what I told you. A synthesis, on the other hand, shows your audience, here's what it all means. You're connecting your 3 points, the types, the causes, the treatments, to prove your one big overarching argument. Next, you need to define your single takeaway message. If your audience forgets everything else 10 minutes later, what is the one idea you want them to remember? For our cancer presentation, it could be something like, early detection is the single most effective weapon we have in the fight against cancer. It's simple, it's powerful, and it's memorable. And finally, you need a clincher. This is your last impactful sentence. Don't just trail off. A really great technique is to loop back to your opening hook. If you started with that startling statistic, you could end by reframing it with a new perspective you've just provided. It creates this really satisfying sense of closure and makes your whole message feel incredibly powerful and complete.
So, we've basically just dissected the entire anatomy of a powerful presentation. Now let's put it all together into a final checklist you can actually use.
This right here, this is the complete blueprint. Use it as your personal checklist before you get up there to present. Go through your script and ask yourself, do I have a strong hook? Did I pass the so what test for every single point? Is my key takeaway crystal clear? This framework isn't just a guide, it's your tool for turning a good presentation into an absolutely unforgettable one.
And that really brings us to the end. I'll just leave you with this one question to think about as you build your next presentation. After the lights come up and the slides go dark, what is the one single message that your audience will remember? Define that, and you're going to make a real impact.